Oh yes, here we are back again to your talk show, the Tubonge talk show, right here at PCA Thome Online. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, and if you're a member who's been with us and you've been following us, thank you so much. You don't take it for granted that you can take your time to follow us from wherever you're watching us from. We are aware some of you watch us from within our country and even beyond borders, so we thank you so much. Today we have an interesting discussion of an issue that is prevalent, that is real, that is with us: mental and emotional health. Sit back, make sure you follow through as we learn more and more. And without further ado, allow me to introduce my guest, who will introduce herself and tell you her name, her passion, and what she does. So karibu sana.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm glad to be here. My name is Caroline Wangare. I am a counseling psychologist, and I'm glad to be here to engage in this wonderful talk.
Awesome. So we are glad to have you, and even for you taking your time to be with us. And let's start off by the basics. You know, sometimes we imagine that we know some of these things, but we may need some better understanding. So from your point of view, what is emotional and mental health?
Okay. Yes, it's true that people have they don't understand these things very well, and especially in our African context, because when we talk about mental health, people think that being mentally ill means being psychotic, but it is not. Being mental illness means that your state of emotional, how you feel, how you act, and how you think is well, that you're able to cope well with the everyday stresses of life. That's what determines whether someone is well or not.
So ability to cope.
Ability to cope. How you think, how well you feel, and how well you act, and how well you cope with everyday states of life.
So if I'm getting it right, as a counselor, you're telling us situations, yes, they'll come, but your response will tell us if you're healthy or you're not.
Yes. How you cope, how you cope with what is happening in your life. That's what determines how well you are emotionally or mentally.
Interesting. But curious to ask, you know, kitambo ungesema mentally I'm not okay, watu wanasema mogoroki. So, you know, I don't know, there was a stigma, a serious stigma towards, and it was not even, it was rare cases that you will find some of these issues. They were there, but very few. But nowadays, typically all of us have situations in our homes with our loved ones of people who are struggling with these issues. Actually, at this point, you can mention some of the prevalent conditions that we are seeing a lot and why we have quite a number of them nowadays.
Okay. What I can say is that people are struggling. Like you can find someone is not able to do just the normal thing, like if, say, like in a home situation, the mother is very angry, very irritated, like they're even they're projecting the irritation about other stresses of life onto their children and onto their spouses, and vice versa. And the children are there watching. So you can already tell, even in that home context, there is a problem. So it means that that mother or that father is not coping well with their activities at home. So mental health starts from that point.
Yes.
So it's not about being a mad person.
Yes.
It's about how you're projecting. How are you acting? Yes.
But you see, now from a professional point of view, because I think that's why you're on our desk today. You know, Kenyans, we are famed to be all doctors. And I'm going, hiyo kunywanga hii, kunywa tangawizi. So we may doctor all of our issues. But what are some of those things when you see, you're like, now this is a sign that a parent who is watching here, or even a young person who is watching, when they're with their friends, them personally or even their friends, they can be able to note hapo kuna shida. Even someone like me who is a youth pastor, some people I'm dealing with, they may respond in a certain way, or even they are secluded, and I'm saying kwani uendi na wengine, but kumbe there is a problem and I've not seen. What are some of these signs? When you see these are signs there is a problem somewhere.
Okay, say like if you're dealing with someone who is like talkative, someone who is very active, and all of a sudden they start withdrawing, they are not interested, they are low energy, they don't have psych to do what they do. Like the isolation. First of all, isolation and not being energetic or enthusiastic to do the things that you used to do. That's the first sign that something is wrong. Withdrawal, like you can even see someone who used to be very neat, all of a sudden now they've become very unkempt. So those are signs, first signs of someone who is stressed, and when stress progresses, it becomes like you become depressed. So first sign is isolation, lack of interest in the activities that they used to do. You know, you see someone wanting just to sleep, and this is someone who used to be active. They are not even taking self-care. Those are the first signs.
Amazing. So in the next episode, she will be telling us, do all of us need therapy? Because there's someone who is watching here and they are thinking, no, this issue of mental health ni ya wengine. But before we go to the next episode, I wanted to finalize with telling someone there could be someone who's struggling. Really, they are saying, Chege, you're talking about mental health. Me, I feel sometimes like I want to kill myself. Like suicidal cases by day, I think is one of the biggest issues that we are facing, especially with the young people. And actually, it's not secluded only to the young. Even the older people are struggling. You find you are hopeless. And it's not even about money. Some people have money and they are still depressed and they are hopeless. What can you tell that person who's watching and saying, I feel like I want to give up. I feel like, you know, I'm struggling with bipolar, with schizophrenia, insomnia. What can you tell them?
Okay, first of all, I think I need to clear this because people are not very familiar with mental health. Once you find that you're struggling, the first place to go is to look for your support system. And this is where now you get to know who will understand you, because you might go to someone who does not understand you and they harm you even more. So we need to know who our support system is. It our friends? Is it our relative? Who is it? Go and share with that person. So sharing, first of all, we say, when you share, when you get out what is giving you problem, a problem half shared is a problem half solved. So get to share it with someone who is trusted. But what I would recommend, because you might go to a friend who is also struggling and who might not have that capacity to help you, the first thing to do is look for professional help. And let us normalize looking for specialized help. Go to a professional. Go see a therapist. Go see a counselor. Or we are so lucky at Tubonge PCA because we have pastors who are trained. And in their training, usually they receive what we call psychotherapy. And so even in churches, we might look for those professionals, like our pastor at church. Yeah, he's very amazing. And let me also talk about personally, I'm a mental health worker. I'm a professional, but I seek for my own personal therapy often. Yeah, when I find like I'm having issues with myself, I have no problem. I'll just walk into a therapist clinic and I'll be helped. Yeah, so let us normalize looking for help and also sharing with a trusted support system.
Awesome. In the next episode, we'll also be asking, when someone comes and tells you they are going through all these issues, do you just place hands on them as a Christian? Is that enough, or how do we do this? And also, as we had asked, who needs therapy? But we'll be getting that in the next episode. Thank you for following us. Remember, this is PCA Tubonge, where we point you towards Jesus Christ.